So ordinarily, a bottom board consists of a flat board pretty much, and then a couple side rails that you set the hive on, and then a entrance reducer goes in the middle. What I've done is take a shallow super, normally this is for honey, drilled a hole in it, and installed slats over the top to make essentially a slatted bottom board, and then nailed a plywood bottom on it. So this is going to be my bottom for this new nuke. This is going to be a date ant hive, or as close as you can get these days. And so what I've done is taken a deep body at the top here. You can see that right here. This is deep. See it on the end better. That's a deep right here. And then a medium nailed to the bottom of it, which essentially is the same size as one of the old-time date ant hives. So that's what I'm going to use. Eventually, I'll get around to making more of these kind of frames. They're giant frames. This is a deep frame, it's a medium frame. What I've just done is just essentially nailed them together and cut this off of down here. See, it's cut. This used to be like this down here. I just cut them off, nailed them together, and made a giant frame that actually fits a deep and a medium put together. But today, I'm just going to put the nuke in and put some drawn comb in there just to get them started. So. And then once I get the frames of bees put in, you put this on top, which is an inner cover. The purpose of this is to keep the bees from gluing the top onto the hive with propolis. So it's more easy to get this off than it is to try to get this off, because there's a lip on it. You can see. Imagine trying to peel that off when it's all glued down. So this you can just put a hive tool or screwdriver, something like that, underneath of it to break it loose. So these are what the frames look like. Some detail there. Now all this here is wax that you see. All this here. All those honeycombs you see, that's all wax that the bees have, they build it, they not extrude, they push it out of their bodies, I forget what the word is, but then they use it then, the little wax flakes, to make this. It's remarkable. This is a wooden frame. This is a plastic frame. Some people like them, some people hate them. I don't think it really makes much difference. You can see that's actually what honey looks like right there. This is from last year. This hive didn't make it, so I'm going to reuse some of their work, so somebody else doesn't have to do as much work. So then I'll put these on either side of the frames I'm going to put in with the bees on. Okay, this is what a nucleus of bees looks like. So let me pop the top here and you'll see them walking around on the inside. See that? They're all in frames just like these other ones. And I'll go put them in this hive right here. Now the queen is not on this one, but that's what it looks like. A whole bunch of bees crawling around. This white wax up here, that's fresh. That's this year's wax. They've just drawn that out. And the other side is not drawn. You can see how flat it is. See that? They're just walking around on the surface. And this one, can't even see that. Might look the same, but this is drawn out maybe half an inch. Down at the bottom corner, you can see the difference. Okay, middle of the frame, right here is the queen. So here she got a spot on her, and she looks a little bit different than the other bees. That's the guy I got him from, marked her. And this is all brood, right here. This is all laid eggs. She's walking around trying to find some place to put more eggs at. This is all honey that they've collected and capped off this year. So I'm going to be very careful when I put this one in so I don't squish her, because that would be bad. More brood over here. That's what brood looks like. Right here, that's laid eggs, so you can't see it too well, but there are bunches of eggs in here, and eventually after I think it's about 9 days, they cap it over and they turn into the egg becomes larva, becomes pupa, and then full-grown bee emerges. And again, queen, you can see her. She's right there. See how long and skinny she is compared to the other ones. Her wings only go back about halfway back her back, and the other ones, the wings go all the way back. These are all worker bees. I don't see any drones. Drones are big, inelegant. Oh, there's one right there. Big, bug-eyed, right here. They don't sting either. That's a drone. Okay, so she's going down towards the bottom. I'm going to go put her in. And then when you get stung, this is what it looks like. If I can focus this in here, you can see that right here, if you can see that very well. That is the stinger sticking in me right there. And what you don't want to do is grab hold of these. That's her innards that have come out with it. There, you can almost see it right there. That little wee thing right there is a stinger. Feels like it's a nail, but anyhow, so her actually pulls her guts out with her, whatever the singer's attached to. And if you watch them, you can actually see the thing pulsate a little bit, just pump venom into you. So what I need to do is just take my fingernail and scrape that off. It comes right out. So and so you can get an idea of what this looks like when it's actually in the hive, we'll go over and take a look at it. See, here are the frames, bees in them, in the hive. Get the angles right here. There we go. So, queen's down there somewhere. I didn't want to push too hard. So these frames rest on a ledge. You see that properly over here? How about that? Nope, over here. Yep. These frames rest on a ledge that's inside the box. It's actually part of the box. So you can probably see that like that. And then they just hang straight down like files in a file cabinet. So now I'll put on the inner cover. Well, actually, what I need to do is bang these bees out. What do I mean by bang the bees out? This is what I mean by bang the bees out. Dump the rest of them out of the box onto there. And then put the inner cover on, which looks like this. There's on top. So now they're all nice and secluded in there. You can't see that. I can. Let me get this and turn it around. Can I do that? Sorry. Can't. How do I do this? Okay. Anyhow, it's sitting on top. They can come in and out of there. There's a little hole right here. I don't know if you can see that. I can't tell where I think point at. And then I'm going to get another queen cage. When I was talking about queen cages, this is what they look like. The queen is in here. There was a candy plug in there. They're right there. A candy plug in there at one time, and she'd be in there with a couple of bees to take care of her. So I'm going to put this up here so that when I put the top on, it's going to lay a little bit slanted up. There's the top. And boom, there you go. A beehive. Now see, there's a bunch of bees over here. Well, they'll walk back in eventually. They'll find their way back in. Okay, that's it.